Hi, I'm going to give you Boss Lady News take on the DNC last night, the Democratic National Convention. Beautiful speech by Michelle Obama. Incredible. Day one, what an opening. She touched base on the differentiation between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney as far as financially and where they were coming from. Mitt Romney coming from a family well off financially, never having to need because the money was always there. Very lucky, however, we are not all blessed with that particular situation. Obama, much like many of the middle class, had to struggle. His family had to struggle. His mom, who raised him, and their family, they all had to struggle. And that's something that continuously Michelle made sure that everyone understood, that they're coming from the same place and they're not changing how they feel about the middle class. will.i.am got an opportunity to be interviewed and find out how he felt. Sorry, there's some noise going by. Everything is going by right now.
All right, sounds good.
What happens when you record? Thank you. In front of your house.
Hi, Bree. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Beautiful.
Thank you. I like the color of your hair. Hi, little one. So, again, will.i.am had an opportunity to speak while he was there. And will.i.am being one of the first African American or not, but one of the first Americans to be a part of something, his song was actually played in outer space. And there are not many people that can honestly say they've been the first. However, being able to relate... Why don't you have a seat? That was my youngest, or my oldest, sorry, messing with the camera there. He was encouraging people to continue wanting to be the first, continue being one of the first inventors. As you all should know, many of the first inventors were people of color. They were minorities. As you all know, I often refer back to the BBC News. They definitely were one of the first, as far as outside of the US, to have a live stream recording the Democratic National Convention. And as many times, they are always the first to get a lot of the news that here in the US you cannot catch. So make sure that you are educated in what's going on, not just in your own city, and not just in your own state, but also overseas. Oddly enough, they know more about what's going on in the US than we know about what's going on outside. So be very educated.
Alright, so tell me, kids, what does reading mean to you?
there were some reporters after the convention that wanted to mention that the president said he was going to encourage and make more jobs. And in fact, he has. And oddly enough, the jobs that have been created in the past 4 years were for the middle class, quote unquote, and the lower class individuals who live here in the United States. Now, what the Republicans want to argue is that we don't have as many jobs as he said he was going to have. Here's the difference, and you guys check the numbers. The people who currently have been able to acquire jobs are the middle class and lower class, and the ones that have been losing their jobs are the rich. Sorry. You know, if you have a job and you got laid off and you are not one of the rich, look out there. There are jobs available. You just have to find them. If you are not one of the middle class or lower class and you lost your job, you are still blessed because you're probably one of those higher class individuals that is working now off of your savings that you have, which will probably have you well off for the next 10 years. Opportunity to see the disparity between inside and people having and outside and people not having. And we've got to get the United States to a more balanced level. I think the president right now has that in mind. You've got such a disparity between those that have and those that do not have, that those that have should be willing to share a little bit. Just a little. The Texas governor or mayor, I believe, Castro, who they were saying should potentially be the next president. I don't know, Michelle's speech, she might even be the next president. But he had mentioned that Mitt Romney went out to some college students and said that they should become entrepreneurs, open a business. And when they were asked, when Mitt Romney was asked where to get the capital for this, he said, ask your parents. Go to the banks and get it in any way that you can, because the next best thing right now is to own your own business. I'm sure there's many of you out there that can maybe ask your parents for that. And there's many more of you who are unable to ask your parents for the money to start a business. Speaking of businesses, the way I feel about it, the United States is a business. And I believe that Barack Obama is actually running his business very well, considering he's acquired a business that didn't have any money. We're in the hole. And we're still in the hole. However, you have to understand, as every business person out there does, you have to spend money to make money. You have to get your business into the right financial statute to be able to have money coming in. Now, besides doing Boss Lady News, I also work retail. So, I'm not one of those rich that has nothing to do. In fact, after this, I have to head to work. I'm done. That's all I had to say. You guys feel free to send any of your comments to bossladynews@gmail.com. Also, make sure that you watch every Friday at 5 p.m. Go ahead. Keep an ear out for whenever the live show will be happening. And we'll see. You let me know what you think. It hasn't come to an end yet. Make sure you get out there and you vote. Everyone needs to know, especially the young people out there, that voting is very important. You have a say. Because the only reason we got President Obama was because enough people who believed in the same thing got out there and voted. You guys don't vote for the Senate, you don't vote for mayor, you don't vote for governor, but you got out there and voted for the president. Now, what would have happened if you actually voted for your state representatives, for your chair people, for your mayor and your governor? If you actually paid attention to what was going on, what would happen then? What state would the United States be in then? I don't know. But I do know that the reason we do all of this is for the young ones. And the old ones.
Bobby! You messed up!